constituents for about 7 years, and I've been involved with their struggles to get the Railroad Commission to be more responsive to their concerns. This is not really new to me because since 1971-72 I've been monitoring the inadequacies of the Railroad Commission with regards to defending public safety and health with regards to water issues. I am frustrated, to say the least, that I'm getting over the process. I want to call your attention to our Tillman article this morning. It says at the very neatly and nicely with the question, groundwater at risk. It goes on to quote industry apologists saying there's no actual factual proof that there's a danger to health and safety. I want to tell you that they have it backwards, and it's time for you and state government to start getting it right. Since 1958, the Delaney Clause, the Delaney Clause for setting up Food and Drug Administration regulations of our food says you don't put carcinogens in the food. We need to get to the point where you don't put carcinogens in water. But if we drink the water just as much as we need the food. I am frustrated and angry. I endorse completely, that's what the Hellfish's comments in the paper, I endorse completely the Texas Oil and Gas Accountability comments in the paper, and I totally repudiate the role of Vice President Cheney in undermining safe water in this country. Look at the Delaney Clause and make certain and call for a moratorium. I've been calling for a moratorium on new facilities and new activities for 2 years. Safety first, profit later. Thank you for your time.
Next is Sharon Wilson from the Texas Oil and Gas Accountability Project.
Massive amounts of toxic and potentially radioactive waste is getting spread on our farmland and dumped in pastures and creeks. Unlined, unfenced, drilling waste pits litter North Texas. Texas has no regulation specific to hydraulic fracturing, so there is no way federal regulation can interfere with state regulation in Texas. If hydraulic fracturing is so safe, why does Halliburton need indemnification language releasing them from all liability of any kind, including death, loss of water, subsurface trespass, and radioactivity? In Supreme Court, Garza versus Coastal, industry was faced with paying $14 million for subsurface trespass, so they stressed how imprecise fracking is. Fracture stimulation isn't a precise science. You may plan a fracture that will go 1,000 feet, and it might go 2,000. Oops. Tom Price of Chesapeake Energy says, these are surgical procedures from Slumber. Clearly, the industry has much to learn about hydraulic fractures. All hydraulic fracture models fail to predict fracture behavior precisely, and in many cases, models fail completely. Manual for the independent operator. An improperly designed or poorly performed stimulation treatment can allow a hydraulic fracture to enter a water zone. People I know with contaminated water are spending thousands and tens of thousands for private testing. They do not trust state regulators. Under 1431 of SDWA, I'm sending out an SOS to the EPA. We need you here, we need you on the ground, we need you now. Thank you.
Next, Mr. Peter Wilson, you can turn on the citizen.
Hi, my name is Peter Wilson. I'm a member of the Sierra Club and a citizen of the city of Dallas. I appreciate the opportunity to come here today to speak on behalf of the EPA's study on hydraulic fracturing and consequences of such practice on drinking water. Natural gases play a role in the nation's energy transition. Waste and coal must be examined and regulated to ensure that the nation's water sources are adequately protected. This proposed study is a crucial first step to ensure that regulations and best practices are put in place to protect the nation's drinking water resources, public health, and environment. A couple points that I'd like to specifically address. First is a list of chemicals used in frac jobs should be identified and studied. Before any study can begin, the EPA must know the makeup of the frac fluids being used in these processes so it can adequately MSDS sheets. Yet, in the review of MSDS sheets allegedly issued to protect the health of workers and the public, companies have simply stamped the chemical makeup as proprietary or refused to disclose these chemicals. If an accident were to occur, no emergency personnel would be able to accurately assess the situation. Thus, industry must agree to disclose the ingredient list for these fluids, while still protecting their trade secret formulas in order for the EPA to accurately study the effects of these chemicals on America's drinking water. Second point is that strong regulation at all levels should ultimately be informed by this study, but not be delayed by it. Shale gas drilling is going at such a fast pace that it must be controlled and studied to ensure that missteps do not result in catastrophes for future generations. While the information available is sufficient to warrant immediate passage of regulation requiring federal regulation fracturing. Thank you for your time.
Next, Mr. Tillman, Dish, Texas.
Thank you. This is a bottle of water from Dish, Texas. This is from a private well. Just outside of our Portland, there was a gas well drilled, and just about 500 feet from this home. Immediately after the drilling fracturing, it began to settle in, and then it got so bad that the family went down to Home Depot, got a water filtration system. They filtered out the sediment, but not the rest of the chemical, and they drank this water as well as their children drank this water for a year before it got so bad that it clogged up their water system. There have been a number of tests conducted on this water. I provided some to the EPA. The EPA has been involved in this. The Railroad Commission of Texas has also been out in the town of Dish, has had independent testing done. There has been several chemicals detected in this water, but it hasn't been, not all tests have shown that the chemicals were at the same levels. But in one of the tests, or another, arsenic, barium, lead, chromium, strontium, acetone, butanone, and methyl blue active substance have been detected, among other things. So, let me guess, that's naturally occurring. The Railroad Commission of Texas will soon release their report saying that this water is fine to drink. I think it's imperative that the EPA do a quality study in regard to hydraulic fracturing. It's not the EPA's job to worry about how this is going to positively or negatively affect Chesapeake or Devon. It's the EPA's job to determine if this frac will negatively affect our drinking water. Please don't let politics cloud their decisions that have in Texas. Also, please do not forget that you guys have whistleblower protection through your Office of Special Investigations, and some of you wish to do that. We need to do a good study so that we know
Keep talking.
what's wrong.